Hey, everybody, you're tuned into 𝚘𝚘𝚗𝚝. Today, we're diving deep, really deep into the psychological profile of one of the most polarizing figures out there, Donald J. Trump. This guy's won elections twice, folks, wowing crowds with bold statements, tremendous promises, nobody does it better. His name's practically a brand for flash, confidence, and populism. But what's behind the curtain? Why is he the way he is? Is he the perfect candidate for America? Let's break it down, starting with his childhood, where the foundation of this larger-than-life personality was built. Donald Trump was born June 14, 1946, in Queens, New York, to a wealthy real estate developer, Fred Trump, and Mary Ann McLeod, fourth of 5 kids, with German and Scottish roots. His dad, Fred, was tough, very tough, made a fortune building homes for the middle class. He drilled competition and ambition into his kids, always saying they gotta be winners. Mom was softer, but her influence on Donald, less clear. His niece, Mary Trump, in her book Too Much and Never Enough, says Fred was cold, demanding perfection. Donald, the middle kid, fought for his dad's attention, which shaped his need to stand out, to be noticed. Mary says he felt unloved, hiding that vulnerability behind a wall of confidence, tremendous confidence. As a kid, he was hyper, headstrong, breaking rules, acting out. Teachers called him unbearable. At 13, Fred shipped him to New York Military Academy to straighten him out. The strict discipline, the cutthroat environment, it built his leadership skills, but also locked in his need to dominate. He says he learned to be tough there, to never give up. Psychologists, though, think it amped up his self-centeredness, his hatred of criticism. Fred taught him the world split into winners and losers. You gotta be number one. That gave Donald sky-high self-esteem, a belief he's gotta be the greatest. Bottom line from his childhood, it was a pressure cooker of competition, strict demands, and a fight for approval, creating a guy who craves success, control, and applause but gets rattled by criticism and needs constant admiration. Psychologists peg Trump as having narcissistic traits, big time. His lines like,
I am going to be the greatest jobs president that God ever created. Remember that.
scream off the charts self-esteem.
Classic narcissism signs.
He needs constant praise. You see it in his actions, his words. He can't handle criticism, lashing out, calling critics losers or enemies, and he's self-focused, putting his interests first in business and politics. Psychologist John Gartner even floated malignant narcissism with aggression and antisocial vibes, though that's debated. But narcissism? No question. Behind that bold front, there's fragility. His fiery reactions to criticism aren't just anger. They're protecting a brittle ego, shaped in a childhood where love had to be earned with wins. These traits fuel his charisma, his knack for grabbing attention. He's a master at selling himself. The Apprentice taught him how to own a crowd.
Do you understand me? And I'm going to sue you if I have to. Do you understand me?
Trump's a showman, turning his life into a reality show, 𝚑𝚘𝚘 ratings. His loud phrases, exaggerations, even scandals, all part of the plan to stay front and center. Psychologists say silence or indifference from the crowd is his worst nightmare. He uses simple, punchy language, hammering phrases like,
We will make America great again.
tapping into people's fear, anger, pride. In 2016, he played the outsider taking on elites, striking a chord with millions of Americans fed up with typical politicians. In 2024, he tapped into the pain, not just of Americans, but other countries too, building clout fast, making folks forget his first term. He mirrors his audience like nobody else. At rallies, he's the rough around the edges everyman. In boardrooms, he's the classy tycoon. It's not just tactics, it's how he wins people over, playing to their expectations. Trump's impulsive, bigly. You see it in his tweets, his off-the-cuff remarks, his snap decisions. Psychologists tie this to low tolerance for uncertainty and need to hit back fast at threats. He loves risk, too, in business, in public life. His bankruptcies, splashy deals, talk of buying Greenland, that's his gambler's thrill. Risk proves he's special, but his impulsiveness can backfire, making him unpredictable. He blends charisma and confidence with narcissism and spontaneity, making him a dazzling leader, but risky for steady governance. Trump flips positions on big issues. Nobody flips better. In the 90s, he backed Democrats' pro-choice ideas. By 2016, he's a conservative Republican, promised a border wall with Mexico, then toned it down when it stalled. In 2024, he called Ukraine destroyed, slammed Zelensky, then pivoted to peace talks. Why? First, he's a populist, reading the room like a pro. He says what his base wants, even if it contradicts yesterday's words, all for approval. Second, he's not tied to ideology. John Bolton said his calls are about short-term wins, not principles. Switching stances keeps the media and public hooked, dodging deep scrutiny. His 2024 Canada or Greenland chatter, distraction from economic woes at home. He brands himself the eternal fighter, never quits. His line, I never give up, isn't just a slogan, it's his core drive to stay on top. After losses or scandals, he rewrites reality, calling defeats wins. Giving an equals weakness, a lesson from childhood. His relationship with truth, unique. Accused of twisting facts, like crowd sizes at his inauguration, he builds an alternative reality. Psychologists say it's not always deliberate lying. For Trump, truth is what boosts his image. Statements that seem false might be sincere if they make him look great. His relationships? Loyalty's king, but it's practical. He values devotion but drops people who aren't useful. Look at his ex-advisors. His inner circle nods along or plays his game, feeding his ego. For Trump, people are either with him or against him, black and white. just like he sees the world. So, Donald Trump's a guy shaped by a hunger for recognition, a love for risk and spectacle, and a need for control and admiration. His charisma, impulsiveness, and ability to mirror crowds make him one of a kind, but his narcissism, vulnerability, and reality writing create strengths and flaws. What do you think of a leader like this? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, subscribe to �y'Crowd, and we'll catch you next time. Tremendous.